All right, what's up guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, you see what we're getting into. We got green, yellow, Arlong on the screen, and we will be going over that. That will be the main focus for today's video. And guys, I've got 8 games of green, yellow, Arlong prepared for us. 7 or 8 games, I can't remember exactly. But guys, these games are fast and furious, and we will talk about that more as we get into it and all that good stuff. But let me not get too far ahead of myself. Let me tell you what we're going to be getting into in today's video. First things first, we're going to head over to the lab, and we're going to check out a game of blue, yellow, Queen versus green, black, Perona. It's like, wait, didn't we just see a game of Queen yesterday in yesterday's video? Yes, you did. But hey, guys, I get these submissions randomly, and I just put them straight in order, first come, first serve. So we got another game of blue, yellow, Queen lined up. This should be pretty cool, and this time it will be on the sim. It will not be like a live game, so that'll be pretty cool. We'll check that out, see what we can learn from it. And then we're going to head over to the sim, and we're going to blast through 8 games, 7 or 8 games, I can't remember exactly, 7 or 8 games of green, yellow, Arlong. Guys, this leader, I have not spent a lot of time playing it. I've only messed with it a little bit. It melts people, guys. It absolutely melts people, and we'll talk about that more as we get into it. Then we will head over to, after we do the 7 or 8 games on the sim, once we go over those, we're going to head over to LimitlessTCG and talk about how cheap this deck is. Because, guys, this is one of the cheapest decks out there. This is like a green-yellow version of red-yellow Bello Betty. Like, it's extremely cheap to make, and we'll talk about that as we get to it. And then we'll finish off with the deck list and all that good stuff, and we'll wrap it up in that way. All right, guys, so you know what you're getting into. I'll have everything time-stamped in the general description for you to hop around wherever you want to. And I'll have all relevant links and deck lists in the comment section below. All right, guys, let's do this. Let's get into it. Okay, first things first. We've got a game on the lab. Hang on, let me move the leader real quick. So for anyone who's new to the channel, just understand real quick. This portion of my video is we call it the VV Lab, and this is where random viewers, they record their games using a program like OBS, and then they upload them to YouTube, and then they share the link on my Discord under a tab called Review My Game. And then I just throw it in order. Let me show you guys. I've got like 7 entire pages of games to go through. And, it's just first come, first serve. Whoever's up next, it just goes right in line. So if you're interested in me reviewing one of your games, it's totally free of charge. Everything I just said, it's free to, get the sim. It's free to record your game. It's free to upload it to YouTube. And it's free to put it on my server. And I review it for free and all that. So, there's no price tag associated with this. It's just all completely free. So if you're interested in me checking out one of your games and just giving you like constructive criticism on how it might have gone, by all means, hop on the Discord. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into this game. This is a community submitted game of blue, yellow, Queen versus Perona. All right, now without any further ado, the volume is off, the speed is on 2x, oh, cool. We can go 1080. There we go. Nice. We can go 1080p, which is really good. Yeah, the better quality you can record in, please do so. If you don't know how to figure it out, then just don't worry about it at all. It's not a big deal. Did it stay 2x speed? Okay, it did. Okay, so pause. One thing I really like. Whoops, I played. There we go. One thing that I really like about the sim, I don't mind if you submit games of you playing live, like at your locals or at your house or whatever. But I really like the games on the sim better because we can fully see the hand and all that stuff, and I can really walk through it and all that. And I'm also just very familiar with the sim since I'm on it every single day. So real quick. Okay, so turn 1, we go Perona, and we're going to look at our top 5 cards. I like the order here, but I think we should just switch around the Sanji with the Yamato. I like everything else the way it is. Dofi first, and we can actually change it around once we play out the Dofi as well. So, okay, let's see what happens here. Okay, and keeping it, yeah, let's see how they arrange it. Okay, it looks like they're going to, hang on. So, let's let them fully do it, and then we're going to pause it, and I'm going to talk about it. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Now, they do have 2 puddings in hand. That's very interesting, this list here. I've seen a lot of variation with blue, yellow, Queen decks. I would probably snag the Queen first here. Not the Queen, the Doflamingo here. So that way next turn we can just play it right on curve. Who cares if they tap it down? It's not really a big deal, right? If they tap it down, they tap it down. But then we can set up further into the game. Or at least make it your second one if you don't want to draw it immediately right away. Because I get that as well. But, all right, let's see what happens. Okay, we're going to keep it like that. In turn, pass. Yep. And here we go. They're going to play out, you know, the green-black Perona player is going to play out a Momonosuke. And let's see what they search up. They get an Otama with that. I believe it's the 2K counter Otama from OP07. Swing 2 into 0. They're going to let that go. Perfect. That's why it's so nice. I have to pause and say something real quick. This is just general information, guys. Sorry, my mustache is like really itching my nose, guys. I apologize. Okay, how do I say this? With 1-drops, it is so nice having 1-drops in your deck so that you can fight for the board early on and still keep on pressure. That's such a nice thing to have. So having that Perona early like that and having searchers, that's how you should be building your deck, guys. If you like to build your own decks, make sure you have a 1-drop if possible. Sometimes it's not possible. Okay, they play out the Otama we knew that they had from last turn. They're going to grab a You Can Be My Samurai. Okay, they got a You Can Be My Samurai from that. They play out the 2 calls. They play out the 2-cost one-legged toy soldier. They use the You Can Be My Samurai, draw 2 cards, attack into Perona. This is looking very good for the Perona player. They are off to a very strong start. Let's see if the blue-yellow queen player can keep up. All right, so we draw the 0-cost event. We knew that was coming, right, because we said it there. 5 into 0, absolutely. There's no way he's countering out. If he counters out of that, you know you're going to win the game. Okay, wow. I kind of like that, but at the same time, why not play the pudding? Yeah, I see you're mousing over the pudding now. I wonder if that was a misclick. But at the same time, playing out the Satori, that's fine too. You know, playing out Satori, it's a 2K counter. But hey, I think we missed a prime opportunity there to really blast them with a pudding. Because they had 8 cards in hand. Now they're at 9 cards for the turn. So, hey, getting rid of 3 cards like that, and then we still get to keep our 2K counter in hand, we'll take it, right? We'll take that. But, hey, playing out the Satori, let's see if we can get even more value. Maybe that's what's going on here. Let's see if we can get even more value with the pudding. Okay. So, they still have 9 cards in hand because they did an Otama and they searched up a Ryuma. Okay, one thing I will say that I do like about that 5-cost Satori is they can't rest that character, whereas they can rest the Charlotte Pudding. Okay, they play out the Borsalino. I do think it's getting very close to time here. Oh man. So one thing I will say. Hang on one second. So we had a 7 Dawn turn there. One thing that I think would have been really nice, like don't even attack with the Satori if you don't have to, or with face. Like swing for 5 with your leader. They probably won't. Actually, hang on. I'm getting everything backwards. Don't swing at all yet. Play out the 4-cost Charlotte Pudding to completely jumble their hand. Remember, they've been fixing their hand this entire time. They did an Otama. They did double Otama. They did a You Can Be My Samurai, and they did a Momonosuke earlier in the game. So let's just hit them with Pudding right now, so they're not able to use any cards from hand. And then we swing for 5. See if they block it. If they block it, then you can swing for 5 more with your Satori if you even want to. You don't even have to. I probably wouldn't actually. Because we know they have a Ryuma in hand, right? So they could -1 your guy and pop it with the Ryuma. However, we'll talk about that in a second. The bottom line is this: play out the pudding first. Then you could swing out for your turn if you need to. But one thing I would say is this: you'd have 3 Dawn left if you play out the pudding and you completely demolish their hand, right? Swing for 5 with leader. If they take it, don't swing with Satori. I wouldn't even swing with them, and I would just play out my Doflamingo, set my cards as needed, and go from there. But let's see what this player decides to do. Okay, block for 6, give him a 1K counter. So again, you see how we're losing value for our pudding every single time. Okay, swing for 8 and a 6. Wow, I'm surprised they didn't go 2K, 1K there. But at the same time, I'm glad they didn't because now we can get some extra value. Okay, 1 second. So here we go. We're setting up our cards. Nice. So that okay, hang on. We got to look at that. So look how they set it. Hang on. Pause right there. Very good. So notice what's going to happen here. If we're able to gain life this turn, and by the way, that's another reason why we shouldn't swing potentially, is like so we can take life. Because normally they'll swing it to the board. Sorry, that's what I'm trying to say. I know I'm not trying to skip around, but hopefully you see what I'm saying. Right here, what we can do is we can actually play out the, or what they have planned to do here, the blue-yellow queen player. They have it planned out where next turn they'll draw the Sanji, and that will just be able to plop down a Yamato, popping any character on the board pretty much, unless it's like a let's see, they'll be on their 8 Dawn turn, so they will be able to have a Gecko Moria. We'll see. We'll have to see what they do. Okay, and if they can gain a life, then they'll gain it straight into the Gravity Blade Raging Tiger, if they get down to 1 life. Okay, so they do play out Gecko Moria. See, and that is kind of unfortunate where we don't have any good target to hit with our Yamato. But hey, any target's better than no target. They're going to swing for 5 into 4. I'd let this... Well, actually, you know, we can counter out aggressively soon here because we want to get our hand count, our hand size down for our leader's effect because we're about to just start flooding the board with 9-cost characters. Yeah, I actually like that. I actually do like that here. But again, notice how we just don't have any chance to play our pudding now. Like, there's almost no time left to play the pudding. So they're not going to block out of that. So, okay, real quick. Always swing with your leader first in that situation. Okay, when you're attacking life, you swing with your characters first. But when you're attacking into the board in that situation, it'd be better to swing with your leader. And if they let it go, now you don't have to swing with your characters. You can leave your characters active, so that way they don't attack in your characters, and you can start taking life, which is what we want to do. Okay, so right here, I would just slam down the 9 cost, or swing with leader first, since we've already, since that hasn't happened yet. See if they're going to use the blocker. Okay. Gonna swing for 8. They take that. Very nice. Okay, we can what's it called? Red Rock that guy now. So that's fine too. And we will draw a Yamato for the turn. That works as well. So notice in One Piece, guys, there are so many different options you can do. There are so many different lines of play that are available now that more and more cards have entered the game. But I will say this. I do think, okay, we set our... Yes, we would have not been able to KO the Gecko Moria with the play I was saying, but at the same time, is that the biggest deal? If they turn it sideways, we get to attack into it, right? And we have a blocker. They can attack into our blocker. That's fine anyway. I just think we could have done that a little bit differently there. I'm going to talk more about it at the end of the game. I'll try to remember to talk about it more at the end of the game. Yep, tap that guy down. 8. 7 into 5. Okay. Okay, what's happening? Okay, yeah, let it go. Okay, pause. I thought we were about to counter out of that. And I guess we could have, but for what reason exactly? So now we know our next card is going to be Gravity Blade Raging Tiger. Okay, and then it will be another Yamato. So let's see what happens here. Let's see what we decide to do. Okay, if we had any time to use this pudding, this is the last time, right? Like maybe swing. Okay, pause for a second. One thing you could have done here as well, another option, would have been, okay, load up for 11 and smash into their face with your leader and then drop a pudding on them. Because one of two things, they're not countering out of an 11 at this stage of the game. They would either take it or you get their blocker. If you get their blocker, okay, perfect. Pudding can still hit their hand with 7 cards in it. But if they take it, you're hitting an 8-hand card. I hate an 8-hand, 8 cards in hand. You know what I'm trying to say. Okay, popping that's fine. Yeah, we're not going to be able to use our leader effect because we have more than 4 cards in our hand in life. Let's see what happens here. They're going to block in 2k counter or just block in 1k because it was a 6k attack. Okay. Let's see what happens next here. Okay, and we are on 2x speed, guys. We are on 2x speed. So Hiyori, they're going to play out a Hiyori replacing an Otama, it looks like. They drew an Izo from the other Otama they played. And let's see what they're going to try to cheat out. Probably a Ryuma. We know that they have one Ryuma from earlier. I didn't see them get rid of it in any way. Nice. Got John Giant. Very nice. I do like that 8-cost character. I think it's very good. They're going to swing 7 into 4 here. Okay. So we're really dedicated to saving this card. Okay. And they get out a 5-cost Yamato. Okay. Very interesting. So I'm not a fan of Yamato. I just do not think the card is good. That's just me personally. Yes, in a perfect world. Wait, what? Okay, interesting. Very, very interesting. So in that situation there, what I would have done is I would have Gravity Blade, Raging Tiger, the Borsalino, and the, whatever the name is, the Yamato. And I would have swung for everything else Yamato into his Gecko Moria. And then swing at life as well with your leader with whatever might be left. I'd at least go 2 over the Gecko Moria. But if, Gravity Blade costs 7, so we would have been able to swing 12 into 9. And if they want to give us a 2k, that's fine. That's still fine. They lost 2 relevant bodies, and now they're going to want to attack into our character as well. But who knows? Maybe they'll try to go for game. Because I will say this right now. If the player up top is, if they're smart, right? If the player up... the Perona player is paying attention, we only have 2 cards in hand. That's it. And they have 2 9k attacks to start their turn off with. They can rest our blocker. So they easily have lethal on board right now. With like calculatable lethal on board. But we'll see what they do. I don't know what they do. Okay, I can't talk. We were at least able to gain a life. So that changes the math a little bit. Swing 9 into 9. There's no world that... What on earth? Okay, I'm living in the Twilight Zone, guys. I would 1K or 2K counter out of that every single time if I'm the Perona player. And I don't know if anyone can convince me that they have 7 dead cards in their hand, or 6, or whatever it is, at the end of that turn. Man, that was interesting. That was very, very interesting. But hey, we'll take it, right? We'll take any kind of extra value we can get. I swung for 9. You lost a character. Your turn. We'll take it. That was very interesting, guys, I have to say. Okay, so they're going to tap down the blocker. Very good. Swing for 9 into face here. Swing for 9 more into face. We got a red rock. I would save that for the... okay. I was going to say I would probably save that for the Gecko Moria next turn. But let's see what they do here. Maybe they were going to try to go for lethal. Maybe that's what was going on there. I had a feeling they were going to play Ryuma to pop the 3-cost guy. They should have done that turns ago. They should have done that so many turns ago. Okay, and then they go ahead and play out the Borsalino. They do a search with Momonosuke to get a You Can Be My Samurai. Swing for 5 at life. Yeah, just give him a 1K counter. And here we go. Let's see what happens. They should pass. Very good. Okay. So right here, we can Gravity Blade these right off the board. And now we can really start eating this board up. Make sure you save 1 Dawn for your leader. Yeah, just attach that now. I completely agree. Swing into that guy, gain a life. We're good. Make sure you get that out of the way first. Yeah, swing 9. And then I personally would go swing 10, swing 10. Okay, they had 2K counters anyway. 2K, 2K, and then we'll be able to get this one. All right. So now it is our opponent's turn. So that last turn there, I would have probably gone 9, 10, 10. But 9, 9, 11 seems a little safer. I do like that play better now that I think about it. Okay, really good stuff so far. The Perona player is in deep trouble. Okay, it has to be said. They're in a lot of trouble, and they just played out a Subaru. We've seen them go through 2 2K counters now, and there's a third one with Subaru. We've seen so many Otamas go to the trash. They have to be running on fumes. Get a Satori there. I'd probably hold on to that. Yeah, I'd hold on to that just in case they try to go for one of your characters. Going for 9? Okay. Of course, getting beige on the last one. That's classic. Absolutely classic. But right here, we can gain 2 life. Hang on. Wait, did we do that wrong? Uh-oh. We did that a little bit wrong. Hang on. Could we have gained a life? I just want to see something real quick. So let's go back. Okay, so right here. So they swing for 9. We have to take it. Okay, just waiting for our opponent here. Okay, so right here, what I would have probably done is just eat their entire board. Eat their entire board and gain a life after that. Like, I would swing the, how do I say this? There's no way that I would, I don't know if I would develop another body this turn. That's the way I should say that. I would rather for sure get the board. So in other words, attach 1 Dawn to my leader, gain a life, right? Then, well, actually we can't, right? We wouldn't be able to gain a life. We would not be able to gain a life, but we'll be able to gain it afterwards with the Yamato. Actually, hang on. No, that does complicate it. We do have to play out the Yamato first. So it should be fine either way, though. I was just doing the math real quick to check. Okay, now go 6 into the Ryuma. See if he wants to. He won't give us any cards for that. Perfect. Well done. Yep. And now every card in his hand must be a 1K counter. So 9 into the Gecko. Yeah, absolutely. And now that card's gone for sure. I don't know why he countered out the other way around, but we'll take it. And now we win. Now we win the game. We can't lose at this point unless he has some kind of rush card that I'm not aware exists, and he can get out of 2, 4, 6. Pause. How much countered? And a Bayesian life. Nice. You love to see it. Got the Bayesian life as well. Good game. That was a fun one. So something I really want to talk about is earlier on, we had an absolutely prime opportunity here to hit them with a pudding, and I feel like we missed out on it. Okay, swing for 2 into 0. That was great. That was well played. Excellent. Swing for 8 at face. I like that as well. Get them, take their life down a little bit. That's fine. Okay, now I'm going to fast forward a little bit to get to the situation I was talking about. We can swing. Okay, now we can swing into that. So they just drew all these cards, right? We could have swung 6 into it. That's fine because we'd have 1 extra Dawn for what I'm about to say. Right here, I'm dropping a pudding on them every time. And then let's see what they were going to do next turn. So let's see what they played out next turn. If they tap it and use Ryuma, sure, be my guest. It doesn't matter. It already just demolished your hand. So they got a Ryuma for the turn. We'll see what happens here. I can't remember. going to fast forward just a little bit. They play out the Borsalino and swing 6. We actually could have saved our pudding if we needed to, if they didn't establish that Borsalino and they used the Ryuma instead. And that's just one thing I want to mention. And then right here, we have another opportunity to do so, right? We have 7 Dawn. This is an absolute perfect turn to poke for 5 with our leader first. And then if they block it with Borsalino, that changes everything. Now we hit them with a pudding and we swing for like 8 into the Borsalino. You see what I'm saying? And drop them down to a 2-hand size if they want to protect it at all. Or if they take it, if they take the leader attack because they don't want to lose their Borsalino from your Satori attack, perfect. We're not going to use Satori anyway. We could leave him active, and then we could play out the pudding and use the 3-cost Doflamingo. So actually, the more I think about it, I wouldn't swing first. I would just plop down the pudding. That would be my immediate turn right there, is plop down pudding. Now you lose your cards in hand. Swing for 5 with my queen, and if they want to take that, then I don't swing with my Satori, and I just establish my 3-cost Sky blocker. That's how I would have gone about that. But hey, it still worked out fine in the end. Just a few things that I would have done a little bit differently. I'm just kind of fast-forwarding through to see if I missed anything. I think this was well played otherwise. I think it was... And again, the way that I'm saying to play it, I'm not saying that that's like the only way to play it. Clearly, this worked out fine the way they did it. But I like to give constructive criticism. I really want to see what this Satori plays out, or this Hiyori plays out. I don't remember. Yeah, okay. So that was a mistake on their part. We know that they have a Ryuma, right? Like, we've already seen... And did they ever play Ryuma? Hang on one second. Okay, yeah, that was just greedy and bad, what our opponent did there, the Perona player. That was a blunder. So that was an absolute blunder, in my opinion, where they played out a card when they had the opportunity right here to pop our Doflamingo and establish a 6-cost body. And that is why the 5-cost Yamato is a trap. It's not that it's a bad card. The card is incredible on paper, right? Like, on paper, 5-cost Yamato is just incredible. It's absolutely incredible. However, like I said, in this situation here, Ryuma, look at that. And after that investment, then he doesn't play out the Ryuma that we saw him search up earlier in the game. I don't get it, and I'll never understand it. I will never understand that play in a million years because it is the wrong play. In my opinion, that's not an inaccuracy, it's a blunder. But hey, it is what it is. That happens, right? People make mistakes. I've made plenty of my own myself. Okay, now let's watch some of my mistakes. I'm sure we're going to see plenty of them just now. So let me go ahead and black out the screen for a second, guys. I don't even have to move my face. Let me move this over, and let's hop over to the sim real quick. Okay, give me just a moment, guys, to get us set up. All right, and we're in. So now let me take this off. There we go. And here we go. It's time to appreciate some green-yellow aggro Arlong. This build is an absolute flamethrower. I'll explain more about it in just a second. Speed is 2x. Let's just get straight into this, guys. First game we got against Black. I think a lot of people call him BLaffy. It's like ST14 Luffy, I believe. Look at that, guys. I mean, can you ask, like, hang on. Can you ask for a much better start than this with any deck? With any deck, can you ask for a better start than go first? So you just put down 1 Dawn and passed. They went 2 Dawn pass. And then I go, okay, attach 2 to my leader, swing 7, pay 1, and cheat out a 4-cost character. I have a 4-cost 6K on the board on my turn 2 that I went first when I only have 3 Dawn, and I still got to swing for 7. There is not much better starts in the game than you can have than that right there. It is so aggressive. Okay, so let's see what my opponent does here. Okay, they're going to pop it with Brook. That's fine. I didn't even get to gain life from it. That's okay. No big deal. They attack enemy. We get a Sanji trigger. Okay, nice. So the pressure never stops. The pressure never stops with a deck like this with all these triggers. We're going to swing in for 7 and then swing 7 into the Brook, eat his board up. And now what? Look, notice my hand. He's going to have to pop this with a Sanji, and he doesn't have a Sanji. So I'm a 2K counter to save that. He plays out Borsalino. Okay, I've got absolutely tragic news for this guy. Arlong, trash a card from hand, and he just leaves. He can't attack with his leader now. I'm coming in for 7. I'm going to come in for, let me see, I've got, it would be 6 and 6 after that. So I'd be coming in for 7, 6, and 6. Your turn. Okay, absolutely brutal. I know that was a short game, guys. Get used to that in today's video. These games are fast and furious. So first game there against BLaffy, already done. Next up, we got a game against Hody Jones, okay? We got some some pretty good stuff here. This is Fishman versus Fishman here. So fish on fish violence going on. Here we go. So Hody Jones is a good deck. For those who are not aware, Hody Jones is absolutely a good deck. But hey, there's that start I just told you guys about. 7 straight into 5, cheating out that character. And we're going to play out. He attacks me, and I get a killer trigger. Right here, guess what? Swing for 7, trash a card, or we'll play a card out. Now your leader can't attack, and we're going in. We're going in for 5. So I went for 7, 5, and then 6. I do it in a slightly bad sequencing, but that's because I want to make sure with the triggers. I don't know. I probably should have done it a different way. Okay, so that was less than ideal. I'm probably going to have to let this go because that character stands up from his effect with Hody Jones' effect. And I will say that Hody Jones is actually built to kind of, you know, counter what Arlong does. Okay, so I went ahead and I cashed out the Frankie trigger there to draw a card to see if I could climb deeper into the tank here and into the deck. All right, here we go. We're going to swing for, hang on. Yeah, okay. I was going to say, I think I should play out Chew here, but I'm going to play out Chew with the 4 Dawn I have left. So swing for 7, cheat out Kikanojo, pay for 4, cheat out, play Chew normally, and get rid of this Cammy. I probably should have played out the, I probably should have swung for 7 and 7, but oh well, not a big deal. Okay, he's going to swing for 9 into 6. Yep, we're going to save that. We are definitely going to save that. And it is time to get so aggressive right here, guys. It is time to get really aggressive at this point. Because I don't want to go late into the game. In case y'all haven't noticed the way that this deck's been playing out after just the first 2 games, I'm completely out of gas in my hand right now. So it's like, all right, how do we do this? We're going to swing 10 into 8, see if he can counter out of this. And then we're going to go 9 into 8. He has a 2K counter. I'll swing for 5. He only has 2 cards left in hand. And let's see if I can save anything here. He's got 5 Dawn left. He's going to swing 8 into there. So I'm going to counter out. Okay, he can have the Chew. That thing's a 3K. And here we go, guys. We are up against the ropes, guys. We are up against the ropes. So Fisher Tiger there. That card's very strong. But I'll talk about deck construction afterwards, guys. There's a reason I don't run a card like that, even though I think I can because my leader is Fishman East Blue. But we'll talk about that later. I just want to make sure that I can get rid of this Hody Jones here or go for lethal next turn. And that's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to decide to just go for lethal right here. I'm trying to, yeah, I was going to say give it banish. Absolutely. Smash in for 9. Cheat out the blocker. And he's at 1. He has at 0 health. He has to win this turn or I win, right? Because, I guess he could play out some blockers. Okay, he swings into Kikanojo. I'm like, absolutely, I'll take that. Nekomamushi, and that's game. So, man, how lucky I got that trigger, right, guys? I may or may not be running 48 triggers in this deck. Okay, so maybe it wasn't even luck. Let's just call it that. We'll talk about that a little bit later. All right, what about against something more meta? What about against Lucci? Guys, this deck just does what it does. I think this is at the end of OP07, beginning of OP08. I'm not exactly sure. We'll see in this game if there's any OP08 cards. But one thing I will say while we're waiting for this to start, there you go. Straight into a cracker here. Go ahead and take this. Go ahead and hit me next turn, too. I'd really appreciate that, right? So I can get some triggers and whatnot. But I don't think this deck changes much in OP08. I will say that. We'll talk about that more at the end of the video, but I don't think this deck really changes that much. I'm going to absolutely take that. And unfortunately, I get one of the few triggers that does not give me a body. Arlong rests a 4 or less, for those who are not aware. Okay, so right here, not a big deal. We'll swing in for 7 with double attack. He'll probably give us, they usually give you a 2K, 1K. We'll take it. Now we'll swing for 8. We'll play out the Arlong. We'll trash that card, whatever it is, and then make it where your leader cannot attack for the turn. That really hurts Lucci, because that's now they lose 1 cost reduction, and they don't get to fill up their trash for the turn. So that Arlong is actually extremely good, guys. Arlong has been an MVP. I will talk about him more as we get into the deck list. Okay, so they go ahead and play out a Sabo. That's a good play. They're going to need it. They're going to need it for sure. All right, so let's see what happens here. I think it's time to just stay aggressive. Let's just swing a bunch of 7s, right? It's been working so far, right? Okay, I swing for 5. I'm trying to get him to tap that Sabo. I'd really like to go at that Sabo right here. Okay, they don't fall for it, whatever. Never lucky, never lucky. I'm just kidding. All right, we'll swing in here. I think I'm going to play out the Arlong just to put a body on the board. Okay, and then right here we'll play out the Sanji. Just trying to go very wide with the board, so in case he can take out 2 characters with like a Gecko Moria plus whatever. Yeah, into Rebecca, into Spandine, into Spandam, into Spandine from the Rebecca effect. Oh, okay, so he was not able to get out another Spandine. So that really helps me, and there's no way I'm giving him that card. He's in trouble now, guys. He's in trouble. What more can I say? Like, how's he supposed to survive right here? Okay. He does have 2 blockers. That is going to definitely allow him to survive, I think. But at what cost? At what cost? We'll swing in for 7. He's going to have to give me something here. Probably the Rebecca. Okay, or takes it. We're going to swing for 7 more. Okay, we'll swing for... Again, I'm just going to go 7s all day, every day. Takes that one. And we're going in with the leader as well. Or, excuse me, with the blocker as well. I'm swinging for 7 more, and we'll cheat out the Sanji. Your turn. I've got 5 bodies on the board and 3 life. He can't even, like, rush me down. You know what I mean? And I have 2 2Ks in hand, by the way. That's another thing we'll talk about when we get to the deck list that's, like, really incredible about this deck. Is it has almost no bricks, guys. Almost 0. I think it has, like, 7 bricks in the entire list. Okay, so he's going to swing for 5. He put -1 on my Sanji. But I'm just going to tell him, no, you're going to have to do something about that Sanji. Okay, like, you're going to have to remove it if you want to, because that will lower the amount of Dawn he has to work with for the turn, so I can easily counter out of whatever else he does. Like, if he tries to swing for 5 and 5 with the Spandams here. Okay, Ice Age. I don't know what is about to happen. Okay, Lucci. Yeah, that's fine. I guess Lucci makes sense there. But I would try to get rid of the blocker, I feel like. Well, I don't know. I guess he still gets to swing 9 with his leader. He's going to be able to take stuff out. But now my question is, how are you supposed to survive? Okay, right here, I can actually counter out of this, and I do. And it's like, okay, well, now how are you supposed... Like, where's your blocker at? If you don't have a blocker, you just lose. Right? And I guess he's searching right now. Okay. So, swing 7. I'm just going to do this the slow and steady way. 7, 7, 7. Y'all see what happened there, guys? If he doesn't have a blocker, he can't survive. Right? Like, he just can't make it. Okay, next game. These are fast games. I like these fast ones. I usually have, like, these long, drawn-out games that take forever. But, man, this leader right here, guys, if you like aggro, this is one of those leaders, guys. Bello, Betty, and Arlong are now, like, my go-to aggro decks. I know Zoro's good, especially now that OP08's out. We have Zero. But, excuse me. Arlong, though, he's a monster. He's an absolute monster, guys. There it is. I top deck the exact card that I want. We'll swing it for 7. Cheat out a Kikinojo. If he pops it now, I get an extra life. Hey, against 4 life leaders, Arlong eats those up, right? He just absolutely ragdolls them. He absolutely demolishes them. What's he gonna do? So he's out. Okay, he's gonna go up to 4 Dawn this turn. Let's see what he can do here. Okay, so pause. So he was not able to activate the Sasaki. And look at the trigger I just got, guys. Sorry, it was in midair. I think his name's Kurobi. I tapped down his 4-cost character. Yikes. And I've got a Chew in hand. Chew pops a 4 or less rested character. This is a nightmare situation. We're going to swing in for 7. I can't pump up the Kurobi, so we're just going to swing in for 8. I guess I could have gone for 5, 6, 7 that turn if I wanted to, by putting 2 on Kurobi, none on Kikinojo, and then 7 onto the Arlong for his effect to cheat out the Chew to pop his character. But it's like, whatever. We'll go for 7, 8. Okay, let's see if he wants to 2K out of this. He should, if he has it. If he has 2K, he should counter out of this for sure. But who knows? Who knows if he has that? All right, he does. He had a Suru and another Sasaki. He's going to counter out of that. He has 6 Dawn for this turn to work with, and I'd really like to know what he's going to be able to do with 6 Dawn here, because he is in... Okay, that is not going to help in this situation. That is not... Yeah, okay, they just leave. So look at their hand. They had 1 2K counter left in hand. No other counter. So this next turn... And by the way, look at my next life card. My next life card's another Kikinojo. But okay, it was going to... This next turn here, I would draw Frankie for the turn, as you can see here. If he attacks into me, I take it. If he attacks into my board, I save it. But if he attacks into face, I take it. It'd have been another Kikinojo. I would have hit him for like 3 or 4 times. He's going to have to lose his blocker. He's going to go down to 0 life if he even survives. And then what? You know what I mean? That's a rough situation to be in. Okay, next game is another game against Black ST14 Luffy. All right, so this game here, if I remember correctly, this game is like a situation of a little bit of high roll. Even though I did not even get Kikinojo to start the game off with. We do get a Satori trigger. We'll go ahead and throw a 2K counter out, because we don't... Defense, what's that? What's defense? Okay, watch this, guys. Here we go. I'm going to swing in for 7 with double attack. He takes it, no trigger. I'm like, all right. So right here, I'm trying to do a little bit of math because I want to swing 6 into the Usopp. So I'm going to swing for 7. I kind of telegraphed what I'm going to do there, but whatever. So we swing in for 7. He takes it. I'm going to swing 6 into 4. He takes that. He should just let that. I think he should have probably defended. And okay, actually, he only had 2K, 1K, 1K, 1K. So he only had a 2K counter in hand and 3 1K counters out of 12 cards. This person might have to adjust the numbers in their deck list. Because, guys, if you don't have enough counter power in your, like, make sure your ratios are good when you're building your deck. If you have this low, this limited of counter power, you're going to get bowled over on turn 4 like this against the aggro decks, like what you just saw right there. In fact, look at the top right corner, guys. Look where my mouse is right here. I want it to show. There it goes. Turn 3. Turn 3, and this game's over. Okay. It happens, though. Sometimes you just get brick hands, bricked up hands. It happens. Okay, so speed, 2x. Here we go. Another game versus Lucci, guys. This is a different game versus Lucci. So I do nice. Okay, and by the way, you want to go first with this deck no matter what. No matter what, go first with this deck if you can. It is of utmost importance. We're going to swing for 7, cheat out the Kikinojo, drop him down to 4 life. I only have to get 1 more life past him, and then I can start gaining life with my Kikinojos and start getting my triggers out of life with my Land of Wano stuff. Okay, let's see what they do now, guys. I mean, my board's already gross. And look at that. They have 3 Dawn left. They have no way of taking out my Kikinojo. Unless they're running Ice Age plus Meteor Strike or Meteor Storm, whatever it's called. Okay, they attack enemy, which I love. I take it every single time. I was very sad about that. We're going to talk about this card as well, by the way. That card is going to be the first card to get cut. That Zoro card is not good for what we're trying to do. Swing for 7. Swing for 6. Swing for 7. Play out a, probably the Cracker, I think would be the right call here. Yeah. Play out the Cracker. Your turn. I've got 2 2K counters in hand and 3 1Ks. I'm feeling pretty safe. I'm going to take it every time. I dare him to attack him with the rest of his characters. I play him out. You cannot KO unrested characters. You cannot KO active characters with Chu. Okay, he's got 6 Dawn left. He's going to Soap Sheep. Probably hit me with Luffy here, or no Luffy, with Lucci. Oh, looks like he was not able to use Lucci there. That's unfortunate, but hey, we're going to keep on trucking, swing in for 7. Yeah, you guys see what's going on here, right? Like nothing too special here. I'm going to be able to take out his Brook easily with my killer. Swing 5, swing 6, swing 7, and we're going to pop the the Brook with the killer. Your turn, dude. I'm 4 wide right now. He has to try to go for game. There's no other way. He has to try to go for game here. I'm going to take this. We're going to get triggers. Oh, excuse me. I don't think I could take that one because I didn't have enough to get out of a full-on 11K attack from a Spandam. Depending on what I would have gotten from life, and look what I would have gotten from life. That would have changed everything. So I should have had more faith in the deck, guys. I should have had more faith, but no, it worked in the end anyway. All right, we've still got 2 more games. We got 2 more games, guys. These are so fast. Can you believe we've already gone through 6 games now, and we're on the 7th one right now? Okay, a game against Kalgara. 2x speed. Here we go. This was such a breath of fresh air after playing. So I've been putting in hours of Red Yellow Sabo lately because I want it to be ready for you guys for OP08. Let me pause because this another banger start, guys. Turn 2 Kikinojo is one of the best feelings. I'm just saying, guys. It's one of the best feelings. Now, hear me out real quick. Okay, I've been working on Red Yellow Sabo, and that deck requires you to go Mega Mind. You're going to have to like predict your opponent's next few moves, hope for a certain kind of trigger here and there, use some life cycling, and this, that, and the other. It was so nice to be able to just turn my brain off and just flood the board and just run my opponent over. All right, now this Kalgara player is a very, he was pretty good. I'll talk about it in a second. He was a pretty solid player. So he knows to play defensively because, hey, that's what Arlong does, right? Arlong goes fast, so you got to play very smart. Okay, we'll take that. We got a Satori trigger. We'll take it. We'll take it every time. And now it's time to just start throwing out the aggression. Let's see what they decide to do here. This is a situation where it would have been nice if I high rolled and I could have gotten a Cracker from life, because 3 7Ks on turn 2 like this or turn 3 like this is just obnoxiously strong, right? It's just obnoxiously good. Okay, they're down to 4 life. They're probably going to try and load up and take out Kikinojo, but I'm not letting that card go unless he can get past 2, 4, 6, 7, get into the 11 range. Yeah, we're going to have to save that, I think, guys. We're going to have to save that. We'll give him a 2K, 2K. I wanted to save the Sanji here so I could, you know, play him out next turn. And, okay, well, if that's the case, I don't think we need the Sanji anymore. We're going to swing for 7. This is double attack, okay? So he has to counter out of that one. We'll swing for 7. We're finally starting to make up some room here. And he, this guy's list was so defensive, it was crazy. Like, it was actually so defensive. Like, where are his ohms? Where are his holies? It's just straight counterplay. But, hey, it's working out for me, and he does give up here. I did end up rematching this guy. And he got me the second game. He got a much better pull. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, sometimes you high roll with Arlong, and sometimes you don't. Okay? And the second game we played, by the way, he got Kikinojo in his first 2 life. And it was still a close game, but I'm pretty sure that's the game I was thinking of. And he got me on the second game. So good game with this guy. He was a good player. But hey, if I can get the board like this every time, there's just nothing that can be done. Because this game right here wasn't, you know, Look at my life, by the way. It was going to be Cracker into Onami that pops a 5 or less into Kikinojo. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Okay, last but not least, we got one more game. This is definitely OP08, right, guys? This is definitely OP08 action going on here. And we got 2x speed against purple-yellow pudding here. Okay, we got green-yellow Arlong against purple-yellow pudding on 2x speed. That's what I meant to say. Notice another card in my hand that's just absolute dog water. I played Nekomamushi. I was going to say Momonosuke. Like, that card is gone. We'll talk about that literally right after this game. Zoro's gone. I keep saying Nekomamushi. Momonosuke, gone. The cards are just not doing what we're trying to do in this list. Okay, so they do some searching here with Pudding. But hey, guess what? Honestly, we don't even care. We don't even care. We're just going to go 7 at face a bunch of times here. And here we go. Swing for 7 more. Cheat out an Arlong. Now they can't attack with their leader. I can keep going more, like, wider and wider. All right, let's see what they do. Okay, 1K, 2K. Seems good. Let's see what they do here. They've got 6 Dawn. They're gonna ramp a Dawn. Not a big deal. We're fine with it. We kind of saw that coming, right? That's just what Pudding does, even when she can't attack. But right here, it's time to, like, get really aggressive. So we're going to swing 7 into 5. Let's see what he does here. He takes it. Now, in this situation here, I think the right call is just to play out the Cracker. Yeah, just keep the offense. He can't beat us next turn. It's impossible, even if he plays out a Tinlin, because he'll take our top life and he can only attack twice. So we are not in jeopardy of losing this game. Let's just keep eating up the hand. We'll swing for 7. Okay, he just forgot to pass priority here. Swing for 8. And now he should be down to 0 life. Okay, actually, he had double 2K. That will get you out of it every time. Now he'll be able to play out his... he's going to try and play out Lin here. So what I want to do is I actually want to save... I want to save all my cards. He's going to play out the 2 cost. Yeah, right here. I think I should get rid of the Karubi. Yeah, save the Onami for Banish. It's actually very relevant. Spoiler warning, guys. That Onami might win me this game. All right, so here we go. Time to swing for 7. They only have 4 cards. They get to draw a card, and they got a Lin from that. So no counter power. No counter power. So, okay, last time 7 got through, so let's try 8 this time. Let's swing for 8. We'll cheat out the Onami, give it Banish. And, oh, what's his last card? Oh, it was a beige. Swing for 8, GG. That would have absolutely tilted me if that had happened like that, guys. If he had gotten that in that way, I would have been so frustrated. But I don't think I would have lost on the crackback. In fact, I pretty much know I wouldn't have, because I have a Sanji in life. You know what I mean? So I could easily just trash my Momonosuke, get down the blocker, and I'd survive another turn. But still, it's just the point, right? It's just the point. Okay, that's it, guys. That was 7 games that fast, guys. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. Excuse me. That was 8 games that quickly, guys. Now, real quick, I'm going to show you all the list. Let me move my head real quick down here to the corner. So this is the list, and then we're going to go straight over to LimitlessTCG, and we're going to check out the price. I'm going to run through each card, and then we'll talk about it. So Arlong is the leader, of course. I'm running 4 Karubi, 4 Chu, 4 Hachan, the 2K counter one, 4 Arlong, 4 Killer, 4 Cracker, 4 Sanji, 4 Satori, 2 Onami. This was a good card. I'll probably go up these. We'll talk about that in a second. 4 Kikinojo, 2 Momonosuke, 4 Nekomamushi, 4 Frankie, and 2 of the promo Zoro. Now, with that in mind, you know, let's go ahead and check out this deck list. Okay, $55 is not bad, right? Guys, it's way cheaper. Watch this. because I was running this promo Zorro that did absolutely nothing. It did net zero for the deck. If we take this card out, we go from a $55 deck down to a $25 deck, guys. Under $30. Let's just say under $30. And at that rate, we can just go, literally just go up 2 Onamis. And then the other thing I would do is I would get rid of this Momonosuke. Excuse me. I just don't think it's good enough for what we're trying to do. And here's what I'm... Remember, this is OP08 legal now that we're, like, even though this entire list is straight OP07 or before, OP08 is going to be legal starting this Friday in the West. At the time you're recording this video, OP08 will be legal this Friday. So, with that in mind, I think we get rid of the Momonosuke's for the other Nami. Now, we don't know, like, as far as budget goes, I don't know how expensive this card will be. We don't know yet. We have to wait for pre-release stuff to go out and all that. But I would honestly say that going up 2 of these would be the natural thing to do for this list. And another thing to consider, and I think we only need 2 of them. However, sorry guys, my mustache is just... next time y'all see me, my next video, I'll probably have it all shaved off, guys. It's just... like, just the mustache. Like, I'm just going to have all the head of hair and just no mustache. It's bothering me that much. Especially, you know, let me not get into it. I was going to say it just rained, it kicks up the pollen and all that stuff, but I'm not going to get into that. Now, this Onami I like a lot, but I don't think it needs to be a 4 of, so we can definitely go down 1 of these and maybe go up 1 of the Namis. Now, another thing I do want to mention is there's another card that I saw that is actually very good for what we're trying to do. This card here, S-Snake, also comes out in OP08. This is kind of like a character version of Arlong, or excuse me, Arlong hits a leader, which is, we don't want to get rid of this card. This card is so good, guys. However, S-Snake can hit a character that costs 6 or less other than Luffy. That is surprisingly relevant, guys. That is surprisingly relevant. So that is something we'll also have to keep our eyes on. So one thing we might do, like maybe we go down 1 Onami, go down 1 of these Namis, and go up 2 of these S-Snakes. It's something we can keep our eye on. And then 1 more card. So this card was actually pretty decent. It actually helped out in quite a few ways. And the same thing with Killer here. Killer and Chu were actually very strong. This whole entire line here. Killer, Chu, and Karubi. These were all very good for what they were doing. But there is a card we might have to consider in the place of those very soon, guys. And it is Bonnie. I think we want to run this as like a 2 of, honestly. Sorry, guys, this one right here. I think we're going to want to run this card Bonnie as a 2 of in the list. I don't think we want it as a 3 of, because it feels really bad when you hit a trigger like this and you're like, crap, I really wanted that to be a body. And the same thing will happen if we hit Bonnie. Now, it's not as bad, right? Because that is a draw 2 trash one. That has immense amounts of utility. Like, that utility is incredible, right? And the same idea here. This at least stops them from attacking, right? And I guess technically Arlong does too if it matters. Like, if it's at the end of the game when they have a bunch of 4-cost 5Ks on the board and stuff. These cards can, their triggers can save games. But it does not feel as good as when you drop a Kikinojo or a Nekomamushi or a Cracker or a Satori or any of these other cards that actually hit the board right away. So there is some stuff we're going to have to work on. But guys, I just want to draw your attention to the price one more time. Other than the new OP08 cards that we just don't know the price of them at the time you're recording this. We won't know until next week. Other than those cards right there, this list is $25. And guys, it can actually run decks over. And it's also not bad in OP09. Okay, guys, that's for a future video. That spoiler, that's for a future video. And by the way, there's a whole nother version to talk about as well that has to do with this card, like an Egghead version with Lilith and S-Snake and Frankie. And where's the other one? There's one other one. Bonnie. Oh, here, it's right. I didn't have it in the deck yet. But yeah, and with running Bonnie, that's a video for a whole nother day. Okay, now let's go back to the deck list here and talk about things. Okay, let me let these cards load in. By the way, check out this awesome new loading cinematic they have. Look at that, guys. It's got the little, you know, the ship going across the sea there until it gets to 100% for it to load in the cards. I don't know anyone, you know, for anyone who's been following the channel for long enough, whenever I click on these little squares to load the color in, I usually say, hang on, wait 1 second, guys, wait for it to load in. But there was no loading screen, so people probably thought I was crazy, but this is what should have been there the whole time, and now it's been implemented. It looks so good. Sorry if my head was in the way, but you guys get the point. Now, there's something to be said here, and I have already started messing with it on the sim. There are some really strong 4-cost cards coming out of Egghead that have triggers on them and that don't require you to have an Egghead leader or a Vegapunk or whatever. Now, Lilith does require your leader to be Vegapunk to play the card from your trigger. However, you can still, whoops, where'd it go? You can still cheat this card out on turn 2 while swinging for 7 with your leader, or even 8 if you're going second, right? And this is a 3-cost 5K that lets you do a top 5 search for Egghead. This is a direction we'll have to explore later, because guys, there are so many strong Egghead cards out there, like, you know, 5-cost Rocket Boots Luffy. Now we have Nami. Now we have Bonnie. S-Snake, we already talked about, incredible. Pause and Read S-Shark, this can get through blockers. Pause and Read S-Hawk, really powerful as well. This can get really big if your life total's low compared to your opponents. Like, there's a lot of really cool options here. Now, unfortunately, some things won't work for us, right? Like this card, like his trigger will not work for us. However, that on play is just if you have 2 or less life, draw 2, trash 2. But that's something we won't have at the beginning of the game when we would want to cheat this out. But again, we'll have to do some testing because, hey, if we're forcing ourselves down a path with, like, Egghead, with, like, you know, I Requires Our Help, the man with the world's largest brain or the greatest brain, whatever, and then Lilith and all that, maybe we still run Edison, hey, we're taking life aggressively anyway, so why not capitalize on that? And one more card that I do want to draw your attention to that's actually pretty decent. If you have 2 or less life cards, that's how all these cards work, guys. S-Hawk, S-Bear, S-Snake, S-Shark. Well, actually, not S-Snake. She just does her effect and goes away. But like S-Shark, S-Bear, and S-Hawk, you can trash a card from your hand if you have 2 or less life, and then play the card out. So, you know, that's pretty solid. We already know what Frankie does. But if we are, that's why I was just to finish my thought. If we are going down the Egghead route, we would probably play Edison anyway. It's a 2K counter. Why not? And later in the game, we can just play him out, right? Like early in the game, we can use him as a 2K counter, but later in the game, we can use him to fix our hand, stuff like that. Shaka is probably not as valuable for what we're doing. Yes, it is a 5-cost 6K, 1K counter blocker, but that trigger in our deck is just totally dead, and he doesn't have an on-play to justify using it, and he doesn't cost 4 or less. Remember, guys, for those who are not aware, the character we're cheating out has to be a 4-cost or lower character with a trigger. So, in other words, we can cheat out Edison. We can cheat Edison out and draw 2 trash 2 if we have 2 or less life. We can't cheat out Shaka, though. We can't cheat out S-Snake. We can't cheat out Nami. However, these are still probably worth running if you think about it, because of how they let us set up. So, for example, if we get, let's just say we get the perfect curve, right, where we go turn 1 pass, you know, because there is one card we got to talk about real quick. For a 1-drop, this might be something to consider here. 1 cost, 1,000 power, 1K counter, Sky Island Pagaya here, once per turn. That means your turn or your opponent's turn. Once per turn, when a trigger activates, draw 2, trash 2. That's something we should also consider for the future, but hang on, let me get back to what I was saying, guys. Let me get back to the Egghead stuff. So say we get the perfect pull, right? Turn 1, pass. Turn 2, pop down Kikinojo with our leader effect while swinging for 7. And then turn, you know, then they're going to attack, you know, we attack in. Now on their turn, they're going to attack into us, right? We'll take it. We'll get the effect, you know, we'll get whatever trigger we get from it. And then on our next turn, we're going to be able to cheat out Arlong, right? Where's Arlong at? Right here. And lock down their leader for the turn. Now they're going to be like, oh crap, you know, now I have to play out some characters because they just swung completely wide, and they only have, like, you know, 3 and 4 cost characters at that point, right? They go to play out a character, and as long as it's not 7 or more, like if it's a 6 or less, if we plop down S-Snake and shut down that turn, or if it's a 5 cost or lower character and we just KO their character, guys, yeah, there's something to be said there. We'll have to explore that more in the future. Okay, so that's about it, guys. I do want to wrap up there. Green is not my color, but yellow is. Yellow is quickly becoming like my actual color in the game. At first it was black, and then I added yellow to that. That's why I liked black, yellow, Lin. But guys, as I play the game more and more, the paladin, you know, my inner paladin keeps popping his, you know, rearing his head, right? And he's like, guys, he's like, you know, Vivi, what are you doing? You know, what are you doing, man? We got to play yellow. That's our color. We're paladins around here. Now, I will say this, for those who are like, oh, I don't like yellow, you know, blah, blah, blah. Guys, I don't play Katakuri. I don't even play an L. I only play the rogue stuff. I just enjoy what yellow does as, like, a mechanic with the life gain. I know some triggers are absolutely polarizing, guys. Hey, let's talk about them right now. We've already looked at some of them, right? Kikinojo, where's Beige at? You know, we all know that there are some very, very frustrating triggers in this game, between beige, between the zero cost, where did it go? You're the one who should disappear. Even Sanji, guys. Even Sanji has won games. Even Brule has won games, guys. Where's Brule at? Is she on here? There she is. Cards like this win games. Okay, I get it. But man, I just love Yellow's life gain. I'm just such a huge fan. Right, I'm done yapping. I'm done rambling. Hope you guys enjoyed. I really want to hear what you guys think about this in the comment section. Y'all tell me what y'all think. This was more of an OP07, OP08 version of the deck. And I am definitely going to work on an OP09 one that features, I think it's going to feature more of the egghead route. We'll see. We'll see how things go in the future. There's a lot, as more and more trigger cards come out in the game, we get more and more options. So the deck only gets stronger and stronger, and we'll have to see how things go in the future. Okay? All right. Now I'm done. Let's go ahead and go over to the playmat here, guys. Hey, if you're supporting the channel, thank you guys so much. If you're just liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, viewing, any of that, I really, really appreciate it. And also, for everybody who bought a playmat, thank you so much. I think I only got like 20 left. Big shout out to everybody who bought the playmat. Hope you guys are enjoying it. And then last but not least, we got the patrons here. You know, big shout out to all the patrons. Thank you guys so much for helping me out in the ways y'all do. It means a whole lot to me. Okay, last but not least, if I missed anything, guys, or if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, put it down in the comment section below. Let's just keep it respectful. If there's any corrections that need to be made, I'm just a human. I make mistakes too. If you think of any good ideas for the deck list we were just looking at for Arlong, please put it down there so we can brainstorm together. All right, I think that's it. All right, guys, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed, and until next time, guys, peace.